Welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner, brought to you by My Game Day Collections and mygamedaycollections.com. Their styles are comfortable and an alternative to women's basic t-shirts and hoodies, also men's clothing as well. They offer royalties on all gross sales or a kickback to schools up to 8% schools that sign up with them. So also offer a 50% discount on all standard shipping. On this edition, I am pleased to be welcomed by Westside head girls basketball coach Steve Clark. Steve, how are we doing today? You look like you're in a hallway.
Yeah, I am. I just got done with workouts in the gym and just moved out to the hallway before we go lift. So we catch a break while volleyball has their open gym and then go down and lift.
I've been in that hallway before. I think I know where you're at. So, how have workouts been going? I mean, you know, it's next week is the start of kind of where you can get up and down and, you know, actually pass basketballs around. But how has that adjustment sort of been the last, week and a half or so now?
Yeah, I think, you know, everybody just adapts and adjusts to being able to be in the gym. And, you know, they were excited to be in there, and then, you know, and then all of a sudden everybody's doing everything. So now they went from not having anything to do to their days are full. So, you know, we've been getting a good number of girls in and getting a lot of shots up and just getting the basketball back in their hand and getting in the gym. We got a newly painted gym, so that was nice. Yeah,
I saw some pictures of that. It was a much needed upgrade. Upgrade, right?
I think it was the same floor I was on in '85 when I played.
Yeah, it was needed. A lot of stain on that floor from before. So, what is something you're kind of focusing on right now? You know, you can't necessarily, like I said, get up and down or do a lot of the drills that you want to do. So, what's the focus been or the message to your players now?
Just get better. You know, no BCD about the pandemic or not being in the gym, or other states are getting to do stuff. We got opportunities, so just get a good attitude, get in the gym, and get better. You know, we did miss out on just all that time being together, developing some of that chemistry. You know, we weren't in school in the spring, which meant they weren't in the hallways together, they weren't in class together, they weren't open gym together, they weren't at track practice together. Sometimes being in other sports with your basketball teammates develops some of that chemistry too. So we missed out on a lot of that. So we're just trying to get back to getting together and doing stuff together and being around each other and just getting better together.
You guys, you know, state title in 15 and 18, if I'm right. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. And then last year had, you know, 3 really good seniors, Jasmine, Ella. You know, you lose them, you kind of have a young-ish team coming back or in 2020, 2021. What are some of those challenges? I mean, you've gone through it before, but, you know, losing, you know, stars like that, what are some challenges that you kind of see happen?
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. I think, and with this weird spring, we haven't had the chance for girls to step up in leadership roles, and so we're trying to get creative and find ways to do that. You know, Zooms were new and social distancing and everything else. So the leadership part, these girls needed a chance to step up and take over those roles, which I think we have girls to do that. You know, like I said, last year we lost 5 seniors that have played together since 5th grade in our feeder program and all through, and 4 of those girls were 4 years varsity girls. So it's a lot of scoring, a lot of leadership, a lot of but those girls also, to their credit, did a great job of leaving our younger girls with a good roadmap of what they need to do. And we got some girls just taking an opportunity to move up and take a different role. So it's been really good, been fun to see.
You know, you said scoring and leadership and stuff, and how about, you know, I don't know why, I just always go to watching you guys play. Abby Hellman, I would say toughness there would be would be the term for her that you lost. And she was one of those multi-year varsity players that you talked about.
Yeah, she she played 1 through 5 at sometimes all in the same game. And just such a hard worker that you can't help but notice. And she was a soccer player too, so she was doing other things. I had a chance over the pandemic to put together our last 30 years cumulative stats, for whatever reason. And Abby was like career top 10 in steals, rebounds, assists. Like, you never saw her name in the paper very often, but over 4 years, you could see what kind of impact she had in the program.
Take charges is probably up there too, I would imagine.
We had a big one against Benson a couple years ago, holiday tournament.
Yeah. Who are some of the girls that expecting to kind of step up, this, I guess, in the winter?
Ellie Tempro's a senior. She's been, splitting her time. She was part of the DA program with SOFC, and so she had a lot of time at soccer, and she's doing a lot more basketball this year. And she was a gold level AAU player in 7th, 8th grade, so that's going to really help. She's going to get a more expanded role. Caitlin Hanna, be her 3rd year on varsity. She's got pretty good composure with being a 2-time state golf champion. Adriana Prima's coming back as a starter. She's playing A&A this summer, getting a lot of reps. We got a couple new girls that transferred in from other schools that will need to get chemistry-wise involved, but they are really good players. And Cheney Thompson's been, we got a lot of girls waiting their turn. Madeline Siebler's going to have more of a role this year. Ruby Score, another senior that's kind of, they've been in the gym as often as they can, getting ready to go. So we'll have girls step up. Everybody loses senior. I think last year's senior class around the metro, around the state, was just a lot of really good players that everybody's having to replace.
Right. What is take me back to the 18 championship. What is your best kind of memory from that team?
Obviously everyone remembers Quinn, what a hard worker and talent she was. But that team really, those seniors really believed in doing things together, and that we couldn't win with just Quinn. Everybody has good players. Every other team we played had girls going to college to play basketball. So everybody else had to step up, and they really made it fun. The younger girls, that's just what they wanted for their senior year. They wanted to do that too because it was so much fun. I think people miss out on how hard Quinn worked in the gym, on off time. But the other girls worked, on being great teammates just as much, and they all got along. That's even with the girls more so maybe sometimes, but getting along so well really helps out on the court.
Yeah. So last question, and this is one I have asked everybody through this thing. Not the most talented, or I guess it could be, but the favorite player that you've ever coached.
Favorite player I've ever coached?
Yeah, not the most talented, but like maybe it was the hardest worker or something. There's a connection, maybe off the court that, academically never missed a practice, stuff like that.
You're going to get me in trouble.
You could say a couple. It doesn't have to be one. It could be a couple.
Yeah, being a varsity head coach with girls basketball, there's just a lot different relationships than I had, 25 years of baseball with Coach Greco as an assistant. Just so many great. And then I was, youth baseball coach at, the select level for 12 years. So met a lot of great kids there. And my gosh, you're talking 25 years. You go back to, our talented Division I kids that were awesome to coach, Quinn and Jay Bridgman. And then this senior class, I've known, I coached some of their dads when they were in high school. So I've known them since they were born, and, Riley Nolan. I can't name them all, but each group's unique. The girls ask me like, well, this is your favorite senior class. I'm like, well, no, I love that senior class, but it's not my favorite. Like, they're trying to get me to say something I shouldn't. But you know, and like you said, each kid had the challenges too. Like you said, Abby. I mean, comes everything. And then Brooklyn became such a great shooter, and Ella leadership through working with Quinn and Riley's leadership. Liz Robinson cared so much about everybody. I'm gonna forget names. You know, Reagan Johnson. Go back to 15. Reagan Johnson never played in any select basketball outside of the season, and had a great run at the state tournament just because of her competitiveness. I mean, there's a ton of them. Baseball, I could go on too. Some of them are still. Some of those kids I coached in baseball are still. You know, we go out to dinner now still, and they come help us do stuff. So I think that's the biggest part around here is our relationships with people. So it's pretty hard to. I mean, I don't think anybody would argue that Quinn was probably the, you know, just most. I did the least amount of coaching ever when Quinn played. She ran everything. She knew what to do, and she knew what I wanted to. So, and I mean, it worked out. She's doing great. So I don't know.
That's a good answer. I'll accept that answer. The everybody. I don't want to make anyone mad. Answer is perfect.
Turning my Twitter off.
You're not the only one that gave me that answer. So. Or something similar. I totally understand. All right, Coach, thank you for your time and taking a few minutes in between stuff here and workouts. And I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate everything you do.
Thanks.